Both sides are still winless, but they get their first point on the board. The life of a goalkeeper. After what happened to him earlier in that game then, Shay?
Well, the strikers normally get the headlines, don't they? But I think tomorrow Pickford will get the headlines for a brilliant save. It's a phenomenal double save, and the timing of it as well. It's the last kick of the game, isn't it? And yeah, he's shown why he's England's #1. It's a brilliant save. I mean, we spoke about McBurney before the game. It's both off McBurney. The first save onto the crossbar is probably the best part of it. He probably gets a wee bit of luck with the second one, Manish, but this is a brilliant save because it bounces fast off the ground and just managed to get up and get his head on the second one actually. But this first save is just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant save. We've seen some great saves this season already. I know it's only week 3 or whatever, but that's right up there.
Leon, it's interesting. We're often talking about Everton's lack of goals in this first start of the season, but he's come up with some big saves in those games.
He has done in his entire Everton career. Last season, the season before, some huge saves to basically keep Everton in the Premier League throughout the course of the season, to get a point here or even to save goal difference at certain parts of the season. His issue is when he has a mistake, it becomes high profile and everybody focuses on the mistakes that he makes. But there's no denying some of the saves he makes are absolutely outstanding. He made 3 again today. He made a wonderful save in the first half with his left hand. That double save was as good as it gets, especially, as I said before, because if Everton go into this break having lost 4 games in a row, having lost a demoralising last-minute defeat to Sheffield United, it could really be difficult to recover from. But now there's a bit more positivity. They've 2 goals scored. The keeper's made a wonderful save, and you go on reasonably happy.
Jordan Pickford will be feeling it was a bit of justice as far as he's concerned. If his head played a part in that double save, it also played a part in Sheffield United's second just before half-time.
He's really unlucky here, Manish. He's gone full length across the goal, and Archer, give credit to Archer obviously for the strike, and his debut was a bright spark for Sheffield United, of course. But there's nothing Pickford as a goalkeeper can do here. You're just trying to get the touch on the one around the post, and then it's just purely down to luck. That hits him on the back, and he can't react. Trailing
2-1 at the break, Everton needed a reaction, and they certainly got one. Interesting to know what Sean Dyche would have said to his players. But this finish from Danjuma, how much of it though was down to the ball from Nathan Patterson?
It was a very good ball, outstanding ball from Patterson in that position. He's got that thin corridor to aim for, and he hits it perfectly. But it's the whole move from Everton, Patterson in particular. He wins that battle down the flank on that side. But when you get into that position, there's no point in all the work that comes before it if you don't show the quality at the very end to deliver the crucial pass, and he did do. He basically said to Danjuma, you better not miss this. Yeah. And thankfully for Everton, Danjuma got his foot behind it, concentrated with the finish, used the correct technique to finish it. I've just talked that Everton haven't been doing that over the course of this season, but they nailed it there and justifiably got back into the game and could have gone on at that point.
OK, I tell you what, let's get some post-match reaction then from the man who managed to get that point for Everton. Here is Arnaut Danjuma.
Arnaut, a great game to watch. How was that to play in?
Hectic, to say the least. I think we started all right. I think over the course of the game, I think we played good. It's always a bit difficult and challenging to say that you've played good if you only get a point from it. But I think still, if you look to the past, Everton has had 2 very difficult past seasons. So I keep saying it, it's the same thing over and over. We're still in the middle of a process. It's good to see that the fans are backing us and that they believe in it. I think the players and the staff believe in it as well. I think even in the game today, you can just see it's just fine-tuning the details, because the feeling in the change room is always the same. We should have won, we should have won, we should have won. It seems to be a common denominator. I think against Fulham, Wolverhampton, we had the same feeling that we kind of played good. We're all over them, and then there's a brief moment in the game where we just seem to switch off. And the minute we concede a goal, we find it difficult to get to get back. So as I said earlier, I think it's just the details. So on one side it's good, because if it's just the details, it means that you're nearly there. And on the flip side, you just want to make sure that you take it over the edge.
Well, from sides towards the bottom end of the table, next our focus is on the team looking possible. Well, Sheffield United and Everton may have struggled for goals so far this season, but it's United who lead Everton by 2-1 in that first half. What have you made of that then, Leon?
Well, you're right. We've mentioned how teams have struggled for goals. Both have a new striker playing up top today, and I think the teams have showed the difference that they've made. I think Beto performed well for Everton. They got their first goal of the season. Looked like they were going to push on from there, but Cameron Archer's dragged his team back into it with 1.5 fantastic goals, and it's Sheffield United have got the lead at half-time.
I'll explain the half in a second, but let's have a look at the way Everton took the lead through their last goal scorer from last season, Abdoulaye Doucouré, ending their 5-hour wait, Shay.
Yeah, I think any Sean Dyche team, Manish, we know are dangerous from set plays, and Sheffield United will know that as well. I think you look at the setup here, there's no one on either post straight away, and then they've lost 2 battles. Sousa against Onana, and then Doucouré loses Baldock on the second one. Maybe the goalkeeper Fodder can do a bit better. What does kill the goalkeeper? There's not much pace on it off the knee of Doucouré, and a bit of luck goes back into his path, and he sticks it away. There's not much pace in this to bang it away from a goalkeeper's point of view. He just keeps it out, and it falls beautiful for Doucouré. But again, from a Sheffield United point of view, Sousa and Baldock both lost in them individual battles, has cost them a goal there.
Yeah, you talk about Beto, his curling effort, which went out for a corner, led to that goal, so he had an impact indirectly. But Everton had a great chance to go 2-0 up. Danjuma.
Yeah, well, talking for the reasons Everton hadn't been scoring goals this season. Opportunities have been there, chances have been there, but it's decision making. They've just gone 1-0 ahead. Opportunity 4v2 to create and score another goal, and you try and be individual. If you go individually here, Danjuma, you have to minimum hit the target, but really you have to score. You've got options, you've got the extra man, you have to convert that into the second goal, and he chose the wrong option, and Everton ended up being punished for it later in the half.
We spoke before the game about Sheffield United's need to get this partnership going between Ollie McBurney and new signing Cameron Archer. It's got off to a good start, this one, Shay.
Oh, great punditry before the game. We talked about the big man, little man working up top, and it worked to a T here. It's a brilliant cross from Harmer, and McBurney here does brilliant. 2 brilliant touches. First touch is unbelievable, and just lays it on plate for Archer, and it's a brilliant finish. We talk about getting off to a good start at your new football club, and what better way to start here?
Archer's brilliant from the spot in the space that Onana and Gay gave him, but Onana has to work harder to stop that cross. He doesn't work hard at all. He's going to deliver. McBurney wants to be in the middle, and he's got a strike partner up alongside him. So disappointing from Everton, but beautiful from Sheffield United. Exactly the kind of goal that they were looking to score.
And the new signing had a big say seconds before half-time.
Well, Harmer's involved again in the midfield. It's a great sort of hold-up play, and he picks him out. And, Archer's now full of confidence when he's after getting his first goal. It's a brilliant strike. We see it get into him here, and Pickford is going to be unlucky. as a goalkeeper, you can't blame Pickford in this one. It's a brilliant strike. Just the width of the post keeps it out. But you always say when you see goals like this, and that's a worry, Lane will be worried. But when you're down at the bottom and things go against you, normally this would hit the keeper and go somewhere else, but when you're struggling at the bottom of the league, these things go against you and it can cost you at the end of the season.
We were speaking about Archer before the game. Will he be able to score the goals that he had done in the Championship? A goal scorer is a goal scorer. Yeah. They feel confident, they hit their strikes, they score goals, and he actually won't get the justification he deserves for that strike. That should have been a goal on his tally. He'll get the assist, but he'll be pleased his
team
Is that the
half a goal?
That's the half a goal. Half a goal.
Yeah. Has that ever happened to you, Shay?
Yeah, it happened once at Everton, actually. He's chatting to Leon off air. I saved the penalty onto the post and hit me in the back and went in. Headlines the next day was Shea giving own goal, hands 3 points to Everton, so raging.
Well, you'll be delighted to know they're trying to dig it out for us. We'll be playing it to you a little later on the programme. Well, some turnaround then in that first 45 minutes. Everton, despite a slow start, got themselves half-time. Now, we saw United's second goal, and it was reminiscent of something that we just mentioned about before the break. Back in 2016, Everton were taking on Stoke. You said you didn't want us to have another look at it. Shay,
here we go.
Does this bring back bad memories?
Shay, you've got to do better,
Brilliant
Shay.
save. I think it's a brilliant save. Let's just break down the step and the dive from the goalkeeper. Phenomenal. But then you're a bit unlucky. Not sure about the quiff either, by the way. What's going on with the hair there? But now, as a goalkeeper, what can you do?
So what would your advice be to Jordan Pickford right now?
Nothing he can do about that, Manish. Nothing. Just clear your head. Ready for the second half. There's not a thing a goalkeeper can do. He's gone full length for the shot and just really unlucky.
How do Everton turn this around, Leon?
Well, I think they've got to get back to how they started.